Day 4 of Advent of Cyber. Let's dive into the story straight away. The lights glimmer and the servers hum blissfully at the Best Festival Company, melting the snow surrounding the data center. The Best Festival Company has continued its pursuit of AI excellence. After the past 2 years, they realized that Van Chatty, their in house chatbot, wasn't quite meeting their standards. Unfortunately for the elves at the Best Festive Company, they are also not immune to performance metrics. The elves aim to find ways of increasing their velocity, something to manage the tedious, distracting tasks which allows the elves to do the real magic. The Best Festive Company, adventurous as ever, is trailing their brand new cybersecurity AI assistant, Van Solve It, which is capable of helping the elves with all their defense, offense, and software needs. They decided to put this flashy technology to use as Christmas approaches to identify, confirm, and resolve any potential vulnerabilities before any naysayers can. And today's learning objectives are how AI can be used as an assistant in cybersecurity for variety of roles, domains and tasks, using AI assistant to solve various tasks with cybersecurity. Some of the consideration particularly in cybersecurity surrounding the uses of AI. So what we'll do is let's click on this start attack box and the start machine here. Then click on check and go with the concept of bloom of AI assistants. Ah, yes, artificial intelligence. The buzzword that seems here to stay. Who would have thought? Today's room will highlight some ways AI is utilized in cybersecurity, along with important considerations to bear in mind when deploying AI for such tasks. Particularly at the time of writing, AI is increasingly seen as tool to boost speeds by handling often tedious, time-consuming tasks, allowing humans to perform the real magic. Organizations want to see experience, not avoidance, in how these tools are operated. GPT this, GPT that. We have heard this all often. This is likely to persist. As AI's capabilities expand daily, we have observed a shift from AI being just something to ask because you are too lazy to Google. Now, AI is becoming embedded into everyday workflows, transforming how tasks are done and boosting productivity like never before. With that said, let's begin today's room. AI in cybersecurity. The use of artificial intelligence has seen a significant boost in cybersecurity. Visit almost any vendor and they will now have some form of AI powering solution somewhere. Why? Well, it's not just because they're capitalizing on the buzzword, although that's certainly a part of it, which is actually true, but rather the benefits from artificial intelligence really do apply here. Let's explore some of these in the table below. Features of AI, cybersecurity relevance. Processing large amount of data analyzes vast data from multiple types of sources, for example, system and network logs together. Behavior analysis, tracking normal behavior and activities over a period of time and flagging anything that is out of the ordinary. Generative AI, summarizing or providing context behind a series of events. In fact, we do also use in our organization these AI tools and AI mechanisms for summarizing our data or the audit reports, which actually is a key important thing which has helped us produce a lot of output compared to what traditionally one person would sit and give an output of their analysis and their perspective into it. AI just helps you come up with different perspectives and different concepts and different point of views, which is sometimes more beyond than what we can just imagine by one or two or one group of teams sitting in a table and discussing of something. So that's in fact a true thing. Now let's move to the room back again and see the defensive security. AI agents are being used in blue teaming to speed up detection, investigation, and response, making them quicker and more dependable. Acting like automated assistant, these agents continuously process telemetry like logs, network flows, endpoint signals, and etc., and add context to alerts. Furthermore, we are witnessing the integration of AI into vendor applications such as AI assisted firewalls and intrusion detection systems. In fact, if I remember it live, in the Cisco Live of this year's event, they were announcing about AI with their routers and firewalls and their switches. So, yeah, that's evolving, wherein we are embedding AI and AI capabilities of analyzing and pointing out the out of ordinary contents into a security application where, in fact, any other human sitting would be a huge tedious job for them. AI or any automated systems which has the capacity to analyze and overlook at contents into with multiple endpoints is going to bring in a lot of advantages in the field of defensive security. Beyond just detecting threats, AI can also assist in automating response. Picture your system automatically isolating an infected device, blocking a suspicious email, or flagging an unusual login attempts, all in real time. Now, where else in offensive security? AI agents have made a notable impact on offensive security by automating and handling the often very laborious and time consuming tasks that a penetration tester might traditionally undertake. For example, AI can be a powerful tool in penetration testers' workflow for reconnaissance and information gathering, from OSINT to analyzing noisy scanner outputs and mapping attack surfaces. This allows the penetration tester to spend more time on the crucial task than to require a human touch. In fact, yes, this is an actual thing where AI is having an upper hand compared to any other person sitting behind the system and looking for the data. I would say there are a lot of false positive in AI machines as of now, but indeed it does give an extra hand into the workflow. Now let's go to the software section of it. AI driven software development rightfully sounds a bit frightening, isn't it? That's so. Well, you wouldn't be wrong to feel this way. We have all heard about popularity of vibe coding and the vulnerabilities introduced by AI. However, AI has proven a valuable addition to software development process in several ways. One example is virtual colleague to bounce ideas off while writing the code itself. More importantly, it is used as a SATs and DATs. It's basically let's click on this. It says static application security testing for scanning codes, and this is dynamic application security testing scans running application for vulnerabilities. Now, they're nothing but the two different types of identifying vulnerabilities in a given software or a given source code. Let's skip that section right now. Let's just continue. These scanners audit and analyze written code and application for potential vulnerabilities. Yes, it's somewhat ironic. AI agents can be great at identifying vulnerabilities, but are not quite as efficient as writing secure code. Consideration of AI in cyber security. Now, I'm not entirely here to sign the praise of AI and say it's the silver bullet to all your needs. If you've used AI before, you will know the pitfalls and frustration one can face. That's very bad. And nowhere is that the truer than in cybersecurity. While the usual consideration of using AI applies, such as not owning the output of AI, there are specific factors to consider before deploying it in cybersecurity. One such consideration is that use of AI in activities like offensive penetration testing. While we have discovered some of the AI's application in these areas, caution remains essential. You do not want to explain to a client that their servers and websites are down because an AI has caused a race condition or overwhelmed their systems. In fact, that will be a very bad conversation between the managers and the board of directors if it is reported that a penetration tester has brought it down by running some payload which was given by an AI. I'm just wondering how would that conversation go. Okay, let's get back to here. We must think carefully about the data AI learns from, how transparent and fair its decisions are, and how reliable it can remain when the unexpected occurs. We cannot assume that the output from AI is 100% correct. Efforts must be made to verify the information it provides. Additionally, managing challenges such as keeping data private, securing AI models, and information users properly requires careful consideration. Now, before we get to the practical stuff, one key point, which is actually general consideration in the field of cybersecurity with AI, is that the whenever you pass in your data to the AI models, you're naturally permitting them to train the inputs and the AI models by the input that we give as an user. So it's very harmful if you're sharing your client's report or the data that you just get from scanning their machines, or your audit reports that you're almost in the stage of finalizing it, but you want all the grammatical or want to change the wordings to it and you upload it to any of these AI models. That's something which is a critical thing which you should not be doing, because the information that we are sharing with these AI models, and if they are being trained with those machines would learn our potential information that we are giving. So, in the worst case scenario, if an AI model is compromised, wherein the users communicating back and forth with the AI models is leaked, it will also mean that the contents of your clients are also leaked. That's where the data privacy and security privacy policies of your organizations are backfiring on the usage of AI and AI models. That's one very crucial thing that we usually consider when we are interacting with AI and cybersecurity. Not just the part wherein we are not considering whatever it says to be the truthful thing, but also how our data is being trained and used by we communicating with these AI models. Now let's get back to the practical stuff, and enough of my theories there. So, Phew, ready for an exciting exercise? You will be interacting with Van Solvit, who will guide you through three showcases of how AI can be used in cybersecurity. First, red. Generate and use an exploit script. Blue. Analyze web logs of an attack that has occurred. Software. Analyze source code for vulnerabilities. When you're ready, you can access Van Solvit at this URL. So let's copy this, and before pasting it into our terminal or the web browser here, let's read through it. Remember, you will need to do it either from an attack box or your own device. So yeah, that's done here. If you're on a small display, we recommend expanding the attack box into a full screen mode, which can be done by pressing the two arrows icon. Okay, let's not bother about that. Let's do this so that we get some kind of a bigger screen. Let's close this terminal there and open the Firefox right there. The chatbot response may appear blank for a minute or two while it generates the reply. You will start to see Van solve it response in real time. If the chatbot gets confused at any time, press the restart chat button at the top of right of the page. As you progress through the showcase, stages will unlock. You can go back to any stage that you have unlocked by clicking on the stage name on the top left. Okay, so I understood that. Now let's paste in the URL here. I guess we need to put it into the clipboard, and the clipboard is going to paste it here. Pressing enter, that solves and opens the page of Van Solve It. I'm getting a company's name in my mind, but I don't want to say that out loud. It just starts with Van itself. Okay, so let's make it into a full screen itself because this looks too clumsy to view. And let me also reduce the size of the contents that I'm seeing on my screen. Okay, this looks pretty good and decent. Now, welcome to today's cybersecurity AI showcase. Welcome to this is an interactive lab. Will showcase how AI can be used across three areas of cybersecurity. So we have read through all these things. Now, when you're ready, please press the blue button to complete. Do I see any blue button? I guess this. Oh no, here. Complete stage to continue. Welcome to the Red Team Showcase. I can help you generate Python scripts for vulnerabilities within the web application of today's advent of cyber web application. Shall we begin? Let's type yes. AI is thinking. Okay. So let it think. Okay. Any other tip? I don't see that. But they say complete all AI showcase by program through all the stages. What is the flag that is presented to you? And also here, execute the exploit provided by the red team agent against the vulnerable web application hosted at this address. Let's also copy this and come here, paste it into the clipboard, replace this content. Did something else get copied? Yes, I guess. Let's copy this. Replace my keyboard and my fingers are not in collaboration with the contents. Let's replace this with 10.48.157.104, and that's 5000, right? Yes. Now let's close this and paste it there. Okay, so this is the page. Now the AI is still thinking. The vulnerability exists because the username field in the login.php script is not properly sanitized. SQL injection attacks exploits vulnerable in the web application by injecting malicious code into the database. In this case, username field is a simple string that can be manipulated to include SQL code. By using the username equal to alias or 1 equal to 1 pattern, the attackers can execute arbitrary SQL queries, potentially exposing sensitive data. This vulnerability is intentionally placed in a controlled environment to teach students about basic SQL injection techniques. That's good. So open the terminal or the text editor like Sublime. Okay, do we have Sublime? Yes, we have Sublime. Use the command nanoscript.py to create the file. Okay. Paste the Python script into the text file. Save the file with Ctrl O and exit. Run the script using Python script.py. This example demonstrates how simple SQL injection can be exploited in the web application. That's fine. And we have got the script here. Let's copy the script. I hope the Sublime text editor would have loaded. Let's open Sublime. I'm not able to see Sublime text. And I can't even do that. Is Sublime not yet open? Well, let's open the terminal itself. That's quite faster. We can open Nano and then edit all these things. So nano script.py, then paste in the contents here. Let's just go through what this is doing in a very brief manner. So it says import request, which is nothing but using a module called as request to connect to any web pages or web applications. And here it says set up login credentials. Now it's trying to use username is equal to alias or 1 equal to 1. Do we have access to the source code? Because that would be a better example to view on why we need to have that. I don't see the source code on how it is just pulling the contents there. Anyway, so we could even just showcase it here. If I give the double quotes and what is being presented here, I don't want this. I want the terminal to show up there. So they're just passing in with double quotes, which means that the source code contains the double quotes as the ending parameter. And we are just adding this area to verify or the SQL injection to say that either compare the username that I'm providing or compare is 1 equal to 1. So which is an always a true condition, and then rest commenting all the other contents of it. Let's take up SQL injection some other video. Let's skip the part of explaining about SQL injection right now and focus on this one here. So password is equal to test. It's nothing but setting up the username and password field there. And this is the code which is going to connect to the machine which we want it to exploit. So let's replace the machine IP address name to the IP address of here. That's 10.48.157.104 and the port number is already mentioned there. Set up a payload to the input. So payload is going to just pull the username and password parameter there. It's setting up, these are all just declaring some variables. Now comes the fun part, which is that it's sending a response and asking for a post message to the URL and the parameter where data is set to payload. So it's going to contain the username and the password as the input or the variable that we are passing in there. Then it says print response status is response.status code. So it's going to look at the status code of this and it's going to print the headers of it. For headers and values of the response, it's nothing but printing what contents are being shown by the web page there. So let's just run this code and see this in live. So press Ctrl X Y and enter to exit out of it. Now use Python 3 script.py. I'm using tab to just autofill it, pressing enter. That did it log in? Yes, it did. So we can see the dashboard to be seen here. It says SQLi lab, which means that we have done a successful SQL injection to the page. And we can also see the flag right there. So let's copy the flag, come to the clipboard here, then copy it from the clipboard, paste in the flag there, and that should do it. Fantastic. We have completed 50% of the room. Now let's just close this here and get with completing all these challenges. Web browser. And now here. We were in the web browser. Why did I just click on web browser? Okay, now we have completed this stage. Welcome to the blue team showcase. I am your blue team assistant. I can analyze logs and explain them. Let's solve this stage together. You can ask me to analyze an example set of logs for the attack that you've just performed. Okay, let's copy the response that we got. Let's just copy this and copy and paste it there into the chat box. Hey, can you analyze this output? Okay, let's just paste that content. Why is the bookmark just opening up randomly? Okay, now let's send it. I just hope this is not too much of a response to the application. Okay, so we have started to get the output from the AI assistant here. We can see that it's pasting in the log entry of our contents that we have passed in. So it's analyzing, it's analysis of the log. It says IP address is so and so. And wait, where is it getting this IP address from? Okay. The date, let's look at the date of this machine. This is 5th. Okay. Now, I am suspicious, where did we get that IP address? Let's open the terminal and see where did that IP address show up here. I see the response header is so and so. It says the date is 5th December. And it says Apache so and so information is there. And I don't see anything in particular which would match the description of what it is showing us. Anyway, I guess these are pre-built prompts and pre-built answers to those prompts. So next step, we would like to log analysis. Okay, let's just click on complete stage and finish it. So welcome to the software showcase. I can help you identify vulnerabilities in the source code. Shall we take a look at the source code of today's advent of Cyber's web application? Sure, I would love to see the possible vulnerabilities of the code. Now, I know the spelling of vulnerabilities, but pressing enter. Now AI is again thinking. Let's wait for it to actually think and give us some response. And we get the code here being generated from the software part, where it's analyzing us the source code of it and pointing out where are the possible vulnerabilities. It says identify specific vulnerability. The PHP code is vulnerable to SQL injection because it uses the question mark, which is to set default values for user and pass. If post variables are set, the default values, empty strings, are used, which can manipulate by attackers to inject malicious code. And it's explaining why these codes are vulnerable in this context here. So it's taking an effort to give us the contents of why it could be vulnerable. It's also giving us the best practices of preventing similar issues, which is a good thing, which we actually expect a AI model to give us some information about, also securing what vulnerabilities we have identified. Okay, let's click on complete showcase because it's going to generate, or should we actually wait for it? Let's wait for it. Now let's click on this complete showcase here, and we have finished it. Let's copy the flag, paste it in here, press check, and yes. So if you enjoyed today's room, feel free to check out the defending adversarial attacks room, where you can learn how to harden and secure AI models. Yes, please do check it out. And yes, we are done for the day 4 of Advent of Cyber. Hoping to meet you all for the day 5 of Advent of Cyber. Then, yes, that is it. So, till then, stay happy, stay smiling. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.